Ladies and gentlemen, good day to you. How are you doing out there? I hope you're having a good weekend so far. Oh my god, we're in the lobby already. We're trying out servers, and the one server says 10,000 for everybody. Yeah, I'm not gonna pick that one. Today, Shook Up goes into its next edition. It is number 80 already. And today it's going to be Happy versus 120 facing the two players who were most successful in the Show Cups, with of course Happy being by far the most successful. But of course, there was this one epic series where finally 120 defeated Happy. After 50 editions for Show Cup number 50, Happy was finally bested by 120. And today's number 80, and 120 is trying to make it an anniversary. So we have another nice long best of 7 today. Yesterday we had the previous Show Cup. That was Infi. Yeah, of course. Infi was playing off racing as human and had some good games, but in the end it was still Happy dominant. Quite dominant indeed. But 120 normally is the player who challenges Happy the most. So this is going to be most likely a tough task for Happy today. We'll jump onto the first map soon. Our first map to kick us off today is Concealed Hill. Alright, let me make sure I got the overlay correct. Happy in the bottom left. 120 in the top right. And we have a difference in builds. Happy for the first time in a long time. Not playing a ghoul build, but a Ted Fiend build. Or as some people call it, the Kek Fiend build. Well, on certain maps, the 10 feet build is very popular, and it's the norm. Especially Last Refuge comes to mind. And I can't think of another one right now. It depends on how good the map is for ghoul creeping. And this map is normally pretty damn good for ghoul creeping. Ooh. And of course 120 here has chosen the ghoul build. But DK ghouls, not lich ghouls. That could be really good. Remo, did you see Triangle of Sadness? Yes, I did. There was this one scene where I absolutely lost my shit. I think you can guess which one it is. It's the one where they're having dinner and the boat is literally rocking. That was quite funny. But I feel like when it comes to satires and comedies, it was far from as good as the menu. I feel like the menu pulled off the satire way better. Triangle of Sadness was also pretty good. But I would say not in the same level. Yo. 120 level 1 harass? Is he gonna go aura? Oh my god, if he plays aura here. Dude! This is the Abrams strat. The Biko strat. No way, bro. He hasn't chosen the skill point yet. Happy slows this down by pulling the creeps. Well done. It's actually the Abrams strat, dude. What the hell? That's you and me talking balance on a sinking boat. Alright, does that mean that we would also end up in the love boat after? Ooh la la. Alright, 120 is really committing to the main and trying to surround units. That would be the Abrams style. Last hit secures it. Or the coil, I should say, secures the last hit. Player's forces are under attack. We would die in our last, which would be about inner fire rifles. Yeah, that sounds about right. Alright, Happy's gonna run down this one ghoul, but 120 gets the full camp over here. I would call that a W for 120. Thank you, co-pilot, for gifting a sub. And another good coil. That's level 2. That's a big aura advantage now. There's also a second ghoul going down. But denied by the creeps. So Happy is getting a stronger and stronger army. Especially once he has the aura. The fiends will do a lot better out on the field in a head-to-head engagement compared to the ghouls. So 1-0 can't really pressure anymore. But Happy is down in levels. And even if the ghouls, excuse me, aren't too good for fighting at the moment, they're still very good for creeping if they're left alone. And we have indeed quite a few. Dude, this is a lot of ghouls. 2 ghouls here. Wait a minute. And 5 here and 2 more here. That's 9 ghouls with 2 having died already. This was 11 ghouls. Yo. Oh, and Happy. He's trying to prevent the ghoul creeping, but gets surrounded. Not a good start here for Happy. Oh, lets him slip out. Oh, huge mistake by 1-0. What? He could have easily held that surround and forced the TP here. Big slip up. Okay. And Happy playing super aggro, even without the aura. Quite surprising to see. Thanks to the tavern. Is he thinking about a Dark Ranger, perhaps? 1-0 does have the faster tech because Happy, to play safe earlier, went for the tower in the main base. Didn't want to get overrun by ghouls. And another ghoul died, so it's 3 ghoul kills total, I think. But it's unconventional to see the DK so aggressive on level 1, but I think it's the right play. Like I said, the ghouls are very good at creeping, not so good at fighting right now. So Happy was trying to slow down 1-0 and not allow him an easy level 3. Now gonna grab his own level 2, and this Fiend build is, of course, stronger with a level 3 DK, but already with a level 2 DK, and now the aura quite good. And we have a Naga second. Hello, hello. Interesting. That is not normal at all with the ghoul build. 1 of mana stealing. OP, OP. And the DK now got the level 3. Happy could cancel Lich and go for his own Naga if he wants. But he doesn't want to. Oh, and needs to be careful. The right clicks from the Naga, definitely noticeable. Very good items here that were found. And 1-0 might be able to snipe the red camp right after, but Happy must be aware of this possibility.
A player's forces are under attack.
Dagger it up. Healing a bit here now. Not a lot of units. Oh, and the pull fails. And that was to no fault of 1-0's. Sometimes the Overlord just kind of messes up. Because the other creep runs in front, then he gets blocked, and then he derps out, and then, you know, the pull doesn't work. The only really stupid thing on Concealed Hell, in my opinion, this Overlord pull. I think other than that, this is an amazing map. Especially in terms of balance. I know there's fountains, and the fountains in the late game can be, you know, a bit extreme, especially for Orc. But for the most part, I think this is a very, very well-made map. Indeed.
A player's forces are under attack.
They're trying to expand now. Dude, what is he playing? Aggressive DK Ghoul build into Naga second, and then tier 3 Expo. Possibly. 1-0 playing very off meta here. It's gonna make it hard for Happy to read the situation and respond perfectly. He's gonna scout the expansion. Of course, with Skellies, it's very easy to scout. So 1-0 is trying to utilize his frenzy timing advantage, which now he has. He knows he has a power spike right now, and with this strength that he's currently possessing, he wants to buy time for the expansion. This then will be his late game win condition. Happy going for the Dark Ranger third. Really struggling with the levels here. DK still not 3. Lich far away from 3. And against ghouls, you really want to have a level 3 Lich. The level 2 Nova is very, very strong against them. And at long last, the DK gets level 3. Whoa. Sick damage on the Naga, by the way. Lich getting solo experience with the Nova. Rune Brace is actually really nice, especially on the Naga. Oh, Lich might be getting kind of caught though. 1-0, needs to be careful. Frost Armor skilled, which I'm never really a fan of, but fair enough. Ooh, the Naga eats the Coil Nova right away. That's why I said she would love to have the Rune Bracers. And honestly, this looks like an easy fight now for Happy. Web on the Destroyer, that one's instantly dead. Way too much damage. And here we see the Nova against the ghouls. Very effective. Silence coming in as well. So far no fiends have died, but this might change right now. Happy low on mana at the moment. Well, sort of. I underestimated the Lich's mana pool. Still has one more left. Naga was given the Rune Bracers, by the way. That definitely seems to be the right call. Oh, Dark Ranger just goes down! Wait a minute! The coil was ready! Where was the coil for Happy? Perhaps he was concerned about the Lich possibly falling after. But the coil must have been ready. 1-0 is holding on. If he holds here and the expansion is fully mining, 1-0 should win this game. But it's far from over. Happy still has lots of fiends, lots of damage output from those. Oh, Nova on the DK could be dangerous! Frost Armor, not enough. It's the cold arrow that finds the kill. Damn! 1-0 had a tough start into this fight, with the ghouls going down, the Destroyer being sniped. But strong comeback. The Naga right clicks with the Nova, so strong at hero kills. Wait, Happy sold the TP, right?
A player's forces are under attack.
What happened to the TP? He must have sold it, I guess. Couldn't save the DK. And now, 1-0 in a great spot. Expo not fully mining yet, but it will be soon. And it's about to level 4 Death Knight as well. That's a big level up. Every level up here, in fact, will be quite big. And Happy knows the writing's on the wall. There's no time to waste. But fighting into the Nerub Tower, not that easy. As Kevin Schwem knows all too well. Alright, Happy bringing the ghouls. Everything being brought in that can aid in this attack. Dark Ranger level 2. Oh, Nova wasted on an illusion. Seemed kind of obvious. Well, from our perspective anyways. It's of course a little harder to say when you're in game. Nice play on the ghouls, by the way. This is something that 1-0 learned from Happy. Commit with the ghouls, but then don't overcommit with them and run back and forth to kind of force the opponent also to over-chase and walk into a bad position. And of course the ghouls with the high move speed can pull that off until they get Nova'd. At which point they kind of die. Dude, the Naga damage is looking really nice. In the post-game, I wonder what the damage meter is going to be. I think the Naga is going to have highest DPS. Alright, but it's not over yet. Happy has a supply lead still, but 1-0 has more income. He's got more production. He is still only 60% mining, though, at the expansion. One more coil is there, and the DK got level 4. That's a big level up. Everything for Happy is very hurt. Seems like he needs a heal scroll, but he doesn't have the gold for it. This second statue, whew, is gonna be a godsend. But these are valuable seconds for 1-0. He's mining. With 3 acolytes, he can bring the fiends now in from the main. Happy was, of course, trying to catch off reinforcements between the 2 bases. And this first map of the day is delivering. 1-0 proving that he's up to the task. A quick bath at the fountain. Washing off the stink. And now it's time to re-engage. One quick green camp for the skellies. 1-0 creeping as much as you can here. Oh, this might be level 3 for the lich. This would be huge. And Naga gonna get close to 4 here as well. Now there is web on 1-0 side. Oh, and the Sobi mask, which is so amazing for the DK. There's no necropolis here actually. So 1-0 has to TP to the main and then run over to the expansion. Acolytes are being evacuated in the meantime. 1-0 could also decide to let this expansion fall and just creep the rest of the map. It seems like that's his call, actually. Interesting. Gives up the expansion in exchange for 3 big creep camps. It's not a bad exchange. Not a bad exchange at all. And of course, the expansion has mined plenty already. It's actually not even that much. 11, 270. How much does this gold mine start with? I think it's a normal gold mine, right? Which is 12,500. Or is it? Is it more? I don't even know how much gold is in this one. Oh, but look at the levels now, 1-0. That's level 4. Naga is going to pick up another item here. This will be very, very hard to fight for Happy. He doesn't even have level 3 DK yet. But level 4, I mean. But at least level 3 Lich. That was a very important level indeed. TP home. Happy. Not interested to take a fight. At the moment. And the supply is dead even. Same for the upgrades. But 1-0 has the stronger heroes by a lot, I would say. Level 2 Cold Arrow, by the way, is also so big. I feel like people totally underestimate level 2 Cold Arrow. This slow is so sick. And of course with Nova and Fork Lightning, there's a lot of nuke. I saw it coming, chat. I saw it coming. Still a few acolytes left over. The last creep camp on the map. Will not be enough for level 4 DK, but we'll get the Dark Ranger closer to 3. 1-0 is looking for the creep jack. And again, look for the nuke. Nova Fork Lightning. Oh, the DK for Happy. Far up front. Look at that slow. Look at that Cold Arrow slow. But he had the heal scroll with that. He holds on. Oh, Nova Fork Lightning before the coil arrives. Gets the kill. So much damage on the Fiends. Happy needs more heal scrolls, but he's too broke. On only one base in upkeep. Income is minimal. And now 1-0 just cleaning up the rest. So much mana still on the Chinese player, and good coil there, saves that one. DK for Happy goes down! No time to pull the TP, perfectly timed Nova to get the 1-0 lead, and 1-0 is in business. Wait, let's take a look at the post game. Naga highest DPS. I knew it. Okay, that also wasn't such a difficult prediction to make. She had like 3 damage items on her. But yeah, that was cool. DK ghouls into Naga second. This is far from standard. But looked quite good. Looked quite good. And you know what also a really cool thing about this early game movement by 1-0 was? He stole damage items away from Happy. Especially good on that map. Because on Concealed Hill, there's very few claws camps. There's one on your side, one on the opponent's side. You really want to get those. You can also notice that when orcs play there with Blade Master and they start with a ring from that camp, the Blade Masters are always going to be weak. So, if you don't get that claws camp on your side and your opponent gets both of them, you're going to be really outscaled in terms of damage. Unless the other player is very unlucky in finding rings. It's kind of cool. I don't know if this was the intention from the beginning. But if it was, then that's very detailed. Very nice. For map number 2, we'll go to Northern Isles, which is a very different map. Much more emphasis to be present in the middle of the map, whereas Concealed Hill is more like on the outskirts. Of course, the Ogre pull is a relevant factor, but other than that, there's not so much in the middle, whereas on Northern Isles, everything of importance is in the middle. And there's also only one shop for inbounds. Thank you, Delacour. It's very nice of you to say. And thank you, Day with a resub. All right. Map oops. No. That was not the right one. Map number 2, here we go. This could very possibly be a Tet Fiend mirror. This is a very good map for Tet Fiends. And indeed, it shall be. The Tet Fiend build is with only 3 ghouls and a fast hero, fast tech, and then right away into Fiends. The upside of this build is you tech very fast, you get your heroes very fast, and you don't end up being stuck with ghouls in the late game. Because at around 50 supply, fighting with ghouls is not as good as fighting with Fiends. Just Fiends, statue, maybe destroyers. There's a frenzy timing also that can be a relevant factor. But ghouls will fall off more and more, of course. This is probably going to be a pretty passive game. Oh, what is it? Messed up his base build. He doesn't have room for the graveyard in the back. This could lead to low lumber later. That's a very unnecessary mistake to make, honestly. That should not happen. But sometimes it does. With the Tet Fiend build nowadays, also Naga second is very popular. We saw the Naga second a moment ago already. But with the ghouls, it's pretty rare to see. But with Fiends, with the Tet Fiend build, it's very, very common. Can also be a bit dangerous though. Happy sells the TP right away. Whoa, wait a minute. Ah, that's why he didn't have the TP earlier, I guess. Happy just always sells the TP nowadays.
A player's forces are under attack.
Apparently. He sold the TP and didn't even make a Scout Acolyte. Happy is trying to get ahead in gold as much as he can. Interesting. And now he can tech. Tech timing is the same. Once he realizes. A couple seconds ahead. But you can see the gold difference. So, Happy saved 75 gold from the Acolyte. And then... wait, how much money do you get for TP sell again nowadays? 195, right? Yeah, I think it's 195.
Player's forces are under attack.
So that's 270 gold extra that Happy has here. Very poor items for 1-0. That's not what you want to see. Ring and cloak.
A player's forces are under attack.
First aggressive little maneuver here by 1-0. This looks like a Naga to me. He knows that this camp is part of Happy's level 3 creep route. With his camp gone, Happy can't get level 3. And when there's no level 3, the Naga is a lot more playable. And on the way back, you can also get items from the marketplace. It's kind of cool. But Happy could still get level 3 if he takes this camp next, especially with the lightning shield. It's very efficient to creep. Okay, and what is there? Doesn't want to battle. Doesn't want to stay at level 3 for too long. Or level 2, I should say. Alright, let's take a look at the marketplace. We had claws plus 9 in here, but they are very expensive. Whoa! He bought him. Alright. I guess we know where that extra money went. Claws plus 9 is 300 gold. A lot less cost efficient than the claws plus 5. I'm happy trying to lock in the surround here. And... is he gonna get it? Trying to cut off the fiend. Oh, it's pretty close. 1-0 manages to save it. Both with decent items here. Periapt and Ring would also be very good for a Naga, but nope, no Naga this time. It's just Lich coming and very standard play.
A player's forces are under attack.
Both are going to get level 3, basically at around the same time. Oh, what a time for the replenish. Perfect moment. I'm happy also trying to snipe the item here. It's a lot of item hunting at the moment. This is a big one. Ooh, very unlucky. Scourge Bone Chimes is literally the worst, right? Yeah, literally the worst. That's very unlucky. What is there in the meantime? Wand of the Wind can be very good. Can be a fight-winning item if used properly. Oh, Happy's Lich approaching. Both second heroes arrive in the middle of the map. And it's a very even game so far. Very, very even.
A player's forces are under attack.
Big mana potion. Wonderful. Wait. Did he buy these claws or did he find these claws? I think he bought another claws plus 9, right? He sold the aura, bought the claws. Okay, this is gonna be a sick lich. This is gonna be a sick lich. Ring plus 4 over here. Not that good. And now it is time for the Dark Ranger.
A player's forces are under attack.
And this is what oftentimes happens in Tet Fiend Mirror. It is very calm at the start. Once the creep cams are all gone, we're gonna take stock of who got more experience, who got the better items, and hence, who had the better creep route. Alright, big items now. Red cap. Oh, baby. We have a lot of claws here today. Claws plus 12. Happy gets Cadgus Pipe. Okay. Happy is in business. No Temple of the Damned yet, by the way. Just fiends, statues, and destros. Classic 1-0 play, by the way. He sold the Pendant of Energy. Which I still don't think is proper. Especially when you have mana pots. But a huge experience lead here on the DK for Happy. That's a big deal. And the Lich is crazy strong. But 1-0 has level 3 DK Lich lead. Oh! Could have almost killed the DK there. He didn't have a TP. Oh, 1-0 misses an opportunity. Could have killed Happy's Death Knight, possibly. But now instead going towards the Fiends. Splitting his own Fiends in the back. Coil arrives a bit too late. 1-0 does manage to save his. But he's running out of mana fairly fast. One of the Wind used as well. Happy has a lot of mana thanks to the aura. TP transferred. 1-0 is going to evacuate. Happy gets one more kill on the way out. Almost a second. And at the end of the day, supply is still very even. But Happy has the level 4 DK lead. And he's going to get this camp. And he still has the Catgas Pipe. So, clear lead now for Happy in this game. Oh, I like this, by the way. Happy doesn't just go for this camp. He knows he has a lead. So he's going to go for the one that's further out to capitalize more on his advantage. For the Dark Ranger. Very far up front here. Happy doesn't have statues at the moment. Oh, there's one here. So he didn't want to fight just yet. Asset stolen by 1-0, but Happy gets the item. Talisman can be helpful. But might also be useless if the heroes just get ignored. Oh, here's the web. That's a dead destroyer. Big mana potion committed. 1-0 has the heal score. That's his one advantage in this fight. So it's got one fiend more actually. And Happy's morphing all the destroyers. No statues on the ground. What? Death Knight also in trouble. Can the talisman save him this time? Oh, there was a miss. Oh my god. And the Death Knight is getting chased by the other DK. Happy having way too few statues. Way too heavy on destroyers in my opinion. Oh, Happy. Look at the upgrade difference, by the way. I only saw this now. 0-0 against 2-1. 1-0 was able to squeeze in a very relevant amount of upgrades, but Happy still has very strong items. The Lich is ultra decked out, and the DK still has the pipe. The two players are playing on CN North 2. That is the best server we have. But of course the fact still remains that one player lives in Eastern Russia and the other lives in China. Western Russia. True. Yeah, I have an east-west weakness. I always get those mixed up. I don't know why. Waiting for the ping to settle down again. Sometimes it takes a second on these servers.
Forces are under attack.
Destroyer morphed. There's a bit of pressure here on Happy. Oh, 2-level lead now on 1-0. Ooh, and the Dark Ranger might go down almost. Invul transferred last second, but the DK Super Herd has to stay in the back. 1-0 taking control of this game. Nova finds the Lich. Ooh, and the coil wasn't on him. Using the Wand of the Wind, trying to surround him. There's an Invul Potion that was transferred. That's the last Invul for Happy. 1-0 is gonna hold this around. Perhaps he will. Silence comes in. There is a dispel though. Nicely timed. Destroyer survives. Lich is freed. Healed through the coil. And there's no Nova left in 1-0. Maybe he should eat one of these fiends on his own Lich to have more Novas. He himself is getting focused, but there's lots of HP still on him. And 1-0 charging forward, looking for the kill. Coil comes in, heals the hero. And the DK now surrounded. Sees the opportunity. Trying to fight his way out, but it's too much damage, perhaps. With a block in the end, he gets the kill. That's a 2-0 for 1-0. Oh. And we see somebody here who's not happy. Not happy with the servers. Is the Emperor. The super stacked Lich wasn't quite enough. And yeah, you know, the ping wasn't perfect. Sometimes that's the way it is. But I also want to say the army composition was also not perfect. Like, that was way too many destroyers. Not enough statues. And not enough upgrades. 0-0 upgrades is no bueno. That's a 2-0. That's a 2-0, guys. Is it happening again? Okay. Alright. Alright. Congratulations, gentlemen, to all of you who have made it. We are now on CN East. This is a server that's worse than the other one, but hopefully more stable. And it's around 140 ping for both. So it's a bit rough. Real game. Okay. No, not 440. 140 ping. No, not 440. That would be crazy. The day can't come soon enough when we all have Starlink or something similar. And we have 0 ping all over the world. Alright, this is a gentleman's agreement here of Undead Mirror. No nonsense, nothing weird. Just super standard Tet Fiend build, old school. Such a shame that they don't play more expansions. The thing is, against Tet Fiend build, fast expansion is very strong. But like pointed out before, the fast expansion is certainly a bit weaker nowadays. Last Refuge, a very good map for stacking up your Lich. Tons of claws of attack to be found here. Very much unlike Concealed Hill. And it's about as mirrored as Mirror gets here so far.
Player's forces are under attack.
One to 0, a little bit faster on his way to level 2. He has a very nice early game items, by the way. This +5 strength on the DK, it's quite nice actually for creeping, and in case of skirmishes. Dude, this is like exactly mirrored so far.
A player's forces are under attack.
They even attack the same creep at the creep camp. And yeah, as is the case with Tedfine Mirror, it is very slow and methodical at the start. Both with decent items, both not with the most insane items.
A player's forces are under attack.
And finally, the level 2 will be achieved. Level 3, I mean. And since both Death Knights are already level 3, it is not very easy to play the Naga. It is still a possibility, but ideally you want to play the Naga when the opponent's DK is only level 2. Oh, they're going for the first play. Trying to snipe the consumable here at the merchant. That's going to be very successful. 2 coils, easily done. But Happy's probably going to do the same on the other side.
Player's forces are under attack.
Thank you, CORSAIR, with the resub. CORSAIR, our longest subscriber out of all. 103 months, dude. Oh my god, dude. It's been so long already. 103 months. Oh, champ. Would be a bit of a disaster if Happy loses this consumable as well, but it shouldn't be the case. With the DK for 1-0 here so hurt, the Chinese should have to retreat. And Happy gets the Wand of Mana, stealing. Both items very good. Happy's lich a lot later. Did he tech faster? Sort of, not really. Maybe it was a bit low on lumber. The ghoul harvesting didn't seem to be optimal. And again, 1-0 on the item hunt.
Forces are under attack.
Very unlucky here with the Legion Doomhorn, but I like the creep pace by 1-0. Charging from one camp to the next. And this is something that you guys may be aware of. This is the one thing that Happy kind of gets criticized for. His creep routes sometimes don't seem to be the most efficient. Oh, dude, check it out. 1-0 even wanted to steal the item here, but sees, uh-oh, he's in the wrong neighborhood. Might even have to TP. That was close. They're going to get punished for his mistake here. Oh, the Nova. The right clicks. Oh. TP lost. Not the end of the world, but the TP is going to be missing now for a long time. Inventory on the Lich and also sort of on the Dark Ranger are a big deal in Undead Mirror. Belt of Giant Strength. It can save you the game if it saves the hero at the right moment, but only if your opponent decides to focus him. Oh my god, dude, the DK almost died here. Whew. If there was a Nova, I would have lost the Death Knight. That was sketchy. Found lots of agility for the Dark Ranger, but not so much on the Lich. Another ring. Lots of rings. No, wait. Another Cloudless. Never mind. And Happy now taking control of the top left. He knows he's much healthier. He knows he's in a much better position here. At the moment, so he's gonna grab the red. Once they're gonna take out his lad. Cloak of Flames. I think this can be kind of good. If the DK is tanky and manages to stand in the front lines. But it's also not very reliable. If the DK is kind of out of position, he gets Nova, he's low HP, then you can't use the cloak anymore.
A player's forces are under attack.
Heal scroll, invuln. 1-0 ready to fight. Happy doesn't have level 3 Lich yet. That's a big downside. But he's up on the DK with level 4. But Happy has Skellies. It's a big advantage. And the statues were trapped by the creeps, kind of. 1-0 seems a little discombobulated. There's a Dispel against Skellies, but doesn't get rid of all of them. Death Knight now in trouble as well. Doesn't need to use the Invoke Potion, yet that ring saves him big time. Destroyer's caught, both of them. Nova in the back, takes out the Fiend. Happy seemingly taking charge now of this game at long last. He's down 0-2, of course. But lots of mana still on 1-0. He has a long-range coil. This fight's far from over. A heal scroll would be huge, but we don't have one. But the damage of the Lich now is really starting to stack up. Dark Ranger getting Nova'd, right-clicked, almost falls. Nice invul transfer. Dark Ranger survives last second. 1-0's Death Knight also super hurt. Invuln for him as well. Everything's bruised. Real bruised. Oh, gets the Fiend and the Web. It's level 2 Dark Ranger. Yes, it is. At 1-0. He was about to lose that fight clearly, but with the exit kills, he makes it even. Supply-wise, Happy still ahead by a bit. But not much. Look at the confidence in 1-0. He's pushing forward. Lower HP DK, but he doesn't care. Big item. Picked up by the Dark Ranger. Wand of the Wind. Also got the experience though. But only from one of the creeps, I think. And still lacking that level 4 Death Knight, which is a big deal. Happy's not selling the cloak. Oh, now he is. Okay. Yeah, it seems like 1-0 has been showing his willingness to focus the DK plenty of times. So in that case, the cloak doesn't do much. And now 1 kill away from level 4 Death Knight. 3 statues on the ground. One of them's gonna be morphed into a destroyer, one would think. There it is. Morphed and not webbed. 1-0 accepting Happy here in the approach. But it's 6 Fiends versus only 4. One Fiend is gonna go down, that's level 4. Lich gets saved. The Wand of the Wind perhaps a little bit too late by Happy. Dark Ranger also taking a bit of damage. The heal scroll was committed, that was a big one. DK loses HP, but not all of it. The Destroyer will go down. Now the Silence could again be very effective, but there is no mana anymore for Silence. And now it's the Wand of the Wind. Lich in trouble. This could be the kill. Here comes the Dispel. Trying to save him with the coil. Oh my god! Last second. Does save the Lich. Destroyer form was just in time. 1-0 all of a sudden has a supply lead. Is he turning this fight around? 1-0 is Happy's nemesis nowadays, it seems like. Statues healing still on both sides. This Fiend goes down. Who's got more mana? Who's got more coils? It's low mana across the board pretty much. Both have Frost Armor, which I still feel like is a mistake. Can't make use of Dark Ritual here. Whew. It's a tightrope walk, this game. It keeps going back and forth. Both in danger of falling off the edge, but they survive. They hold on. But look at the upgrades. 1-0 only for Happy. For 1-0 we have 2-1 already. Again, just like on Northern Isles. With a 3rd attack upgrade coming. Statues have done their job. 1-0 now healthy again. It's about the experience now. Could use the Nova to secure the last hit. I think 1-0 missed both last hits here. And wasted the mana. Level ups here in the late game are a big deal. Big downside, of course, for Happy is he's got way less damage on the Lich. And this position for 1-0 is not good. Happy has the better, wider arc down here. 1-0 is trying to pull Happy into this choke where he's going to be in a bad position. I think it's evident now that both are struggling with the ping here. It is, of course, not perfect conditions. Happy, by the way, no destroyers anymore. 3 statues on the ground, but nothing morphed in the air. Oh, the DK now exposed. This could be an opportunity for the kill. 1-0 needs to be very careful with his Death Knight. Doesn't have an invuln on him. That's another kill for Happy. 1-0 making a big mistake, I think. Heading south here and moving to this weak position. Triple silence though. Happy's Lich in trouble. Doesn't want to use the invoke potion if he doesn't have to, but feels the need. Supplies still very even, but Happy's army looks a bit better. He's got more fiends, that's for sure, but I guess he has got the inferior upgrades. And finally, 1-0 can push out of this choke point. Statue's still healing away, not much mana left. 1-0 taking out the creeps. He's going to be level 3 Dark Ranger, by the way. Big level up if he gets it, and he does. Level 2 Black Arrow now for the Chinese. The statue's coming in at the wrong angle. These skellies, by the way, are a big deal if they don't get dispelled right away. Charging down the high ground. Happy doesn't have mana for coils at the moment. That's the first kill. 1-0, starting to do it again. Level 4 on the Lich, by the way. Now he's finally got Dark Ritual as well. And this time the coil was in time. Happy a bit too slow. Struggling again with the ping. We can see it. But both have the same ping here. Of course. With a ping equalizer. 1-0 now. Pushing forward. He's got the much stronger Lich. Much stronger. And it's becoming evident. Happy has lots of Novas though. Needs to land these Novas well. DK, low HP, needs to be careful. Both players, you have to pay attention to the first hero. Destroyer taken out. 10 supply lead for 1-0. He might be on his way to the 3-1 lead. 3-0 lead, excuse me. Happy denies the Fiend, but it still goes down. The upgrades are making a huge difference. 3-1, super strong on 1-0. Happy has finally gotten to 2-1 upgrades himself, but it took him so long. Too long.
A player's forces are under attack.
Whoever gets this camp will also get lots of skeletons. 1-0's mana is looking better on average, but Happy has so much mana on the Lich, dude. Look at all the mana he has on this Lich. Where are the Novas? Here it is. Going to the DK right away. I'm able to kill the first hero. Invuln though. Transferred. Last second save, and Happy is the one to lose the Lich, and it's 1-0, taking the W. 3 map lead. It seems like history is repeating today. But ladies and gentlemen, we have to keep one thing in mind. This is Happy. He's been here before. And it's not over yet. Good play though by 1-0. Very good play indeed. Lead. And with such a lead, 1-0 can also experiment if he wants. He used to be known for having lots of unusual strategies. In Undead Mirror especially. But over the last months, maybe even years, 1-0 has gotten more and more streamlined in Undead Mirror and has shown how good he has become with the classic Ted Fiend style. However, for map number 4, we are going to Echo Isles. And if there is one map that is amazing for fast expansion, it's Echo Isles. Are we finally going to see an expansion? Or is this still just Ted Fiends? One2Zero is indeed sticking with Ted Fiends. If Happy plays a fast expansion, he is very, very, very likely to win. Ted Fiend build is weak against fast expansion. And this is a very strong fast expo map. So this might just be a strategic win for Happy. If he expands. Are we gonna have the epic comeback by Happy? Or is One2Zero gonna close it out? Does One2Zero feel the nerves now? So close to victory? So close to reclaiming pole position again in the Show Cup. What's the hero for Happy? Lich first. The thing is, Happy isn't really a player who likes to play fast expansion that much. So this might just be one base. I think it would be a mistake if he plays one base, honestly. I think as soon as Happy sees the Ted Fiend build, I think he should really, really expand. Probably creep the green camp first, and then expand.
A town is under
And
siege.
now he knows. But Happy's not pulling back the Acolyte, so it doesn't really look like he's going to expand. Alright,
A player's
Happy
forces
is
are under
indeed
attack.
not willing to play expansion. DK is in position, ready to wake up the creeps. Buying some valuable seconds for the Narrow Tower. Alright, Happy needs to do some good damage here in this first push. It's not enough if he doesn't get at least 2 Acolyte kills here, I would say. Oh, but it's so hard for the Lich to approach. Look at that, the ghouls are already here. Nova hits the Acolyte. Oh, and he gets the kill. Oh my god, that was a millisecond. Making the difference there. He's ready with the next Nova, and there we go. 2 Acolytes killed. Good attack by Happy. He's not attacking yet, but he will very soon. The movement by One2Zero is not really perfect here in this base defense, I gotta say. This could have been better. And Happy gets another Acolyte. 3 Acolyte kills. This slows down the tech quite a bit. And One2Zero is struggling hard. He's struggling too much. Honestly, this is not a very strong defense. He was chasing the Lich with too many ghouls. The DK was running around too much, not able to put in enough right-click damage. Oh my god, he got another one. That's 4? 5! 5 Acolytes killed. Of course, here, the ping is also an issue. Oh my god, he got a 6-1. I mean, no. But even with bad ping, this is not supposed to happen. 6 Acolyte kills. I'm sorry to say, but that was a pretty weak defense by One2Zero. And that means that Happy has a big tech lead.
A player's forces are under attack.
Lich level 2. Same for the DK. Oh, is Happy gonna creep the gold mine? No. Or? This looks like a hard camp. Oh, Happy's going for the loop around. He's got good mana on the Lich again. And the Acolytes will once more be his prime target. There's a backup Necropolis coming, but this will not be ready in time. What is there? Needs to TP. May even have to cancel the tech, which would be a disaster. Oh, that's a lot of ghouls. That's a lot of ghouls, and just one fiend against it. And here's the Lich ready to show up with the Nova. That's one kill. Alright, it looks like Happy's getting on the board. This is as bad of an early as you can imagine. Lich got 2 more Novas. Kind of surprised he's not committing more for the Nova. Oh my god, dude, all the Acolytes are dying. Oh, that's such a bad game. Dude, I've been there, by the way. I've had these kinds of games. Normally the greats don't suffer so much against this harass, but sometimes even they feel the pain. 1 Acolyte left. Alright. Alright. I think we can call this one.
A player's forces are under attack.
We're going to compare the gold mine soon. Get ready for true income inequality. By the way, this is the reason why I'm a big advocate for Nerope in front of the base. Imagine if the Nerope tower was here. Lich could do nothing. Alright. Oh, dude, it's taking so long to saturate the gold mine again. Oh my god, what a painful game for 1-0. Alright, we're gonna compare it in a second, guys. Patience. Patience. We need 1 more Acolyte. How many Acolytes did you lose total? I think it was 10, right? 10 Acolytes. Alright. 10,400 against 8,900. So it's 1,500 gold difference. Plus 700 gold, 750 gold in Acolytes. That's more than 2,000 gold. Yippity yay. I mean, some ghouls died as well on the other side, but... yeah, that's big. That's quite big. One's just gonna have fast level 4 DK, which is indeed quite nice. But Happy picks up the orb, having arrived on tier 3. And 1-0 only now with tier 3 started. And is he gonna expand here? Happy could expand. Eat the skilly. Happy in a phenomenal position.
The player's forces are under attack.
And now we even have a Dark Ranger to make matters worse. DK is about to get level 3. And 1-0 needs to pray to the high heavens to have just the slightest chance this game. Unless something utterly mad happens. This map must go to Happy. Happy could win the game right now. Just creep Jack Nova. GG. Oh, where's the DK? DK's trying to get the Lich solo experience. Oh, and he has to coil the Lich so the Fiends are up for grabs. It's 2 kills. Yikes. Oh my god. Is he gonna get the shop? Oh! Just a second before tier 3. Ooh, what a clinic. Alright, Happy's back in business. And like I said, this is Happy we're talking about. This is the Hapster himself. You can never count him out. You will do so at your own peril. And Happy gets the first map. 1-0 though, still with many chances left over. And the first time the 1-0 really made big mistakes. That was honestly a pretty sloppy base defense that could have done way, way better. And Happy catches him. Catches him with his trousers around the ankles. Yippity-yoo-yah. One to 0 the first time with the ghoul build, right? Wait, no, no, that's not right. On Concealed Hill, he also played a ghoul build. Alright, ghoul build versus Ted Fiend opening. With ghouls on this map, if you're left alone, you can creep crazy fast. So Happy will have to play aggressively. Question is whether this will be DK or Lich. Both can work. I'm not sure what's better. What's better, DK or Lich? Probably DK for the late game. Coil and Aura. Yeah. Pretty okay. Pretty okay. No scout by 1-0. What? Graveyard? Huh? The hell is this build?
A player's forces are under attack.
So this is a Turtle Rock special build. It looks like a ghoul opening, but then you go graveyard. So you have more lumber at the start, so you can creep this camp right away with ghouls. And you still have enough lumber for the tech. Kinda weird.
A player's forces are under attack.
In the end, it's all very evened out. Nothing spectacular. Turtle Rock is one of those maps where you can end up very stacked if you are lucky enough to find the right items. And the ring is not the item you want. Although one ring on the DK is actually very good, as we saw earlier. But rings are like chocolate. You really want to make sure you don't have too much. You know, like a little bit is good. You know, a little bit, it's actually quite nice. Can go a long way. But you don't want to have too many. It's gonna slow you down. Gonna drag you down. Not gonna feel good. Oh, instant on the fiend. That's a lot of free damage. But not enough to get the kill. This could be a Naga second game, by the way. Both with only level 2 DK. There's no way they're gonna get level 3 soon. I would play Naga. If I was these guys, I would definitely go Naga here. 100%.
A player's forces are under attack.
Tier 2 is about to finish. Tier 3 rush. And just Lich. Man. These guys are kind of boring today.
A player's
No
forces
Naga,
are under attack.
with the one exception. No expansions. Wonder has a much faster Lich, so this could secure the shop for him. It most likely should. Need to make the ziggurat after the slaughterhouse. Alright. Well done.
A player's forces are under attack.
Of course, this creep, very important. The permanent vision between the two bases is going to be a big deal. We know Happy's legislate, but 120 does not know this. So Happy has the time to wait for a second hero, and he's going to have faster statues. Wait, is he? Yeah. By a little bit. Another end snare. Oh, and a good bit of damage here on the DK. This means the DK can't really right-click anymore. If he gets in front to right-click, he's going to get Nobod and have to TP. Good play by 120. But seriously, wouldn't a Naga here have been super good? Oh, the Lich getting smacked by the Ogre Magi. But now Happy is a statue, and the statue is such a big deal. Oh, 120 got it. Got the experience and the item and the ward. He got it all. And the Ring of Regen for the DK is really good. Very, very nice.
A player's forces are
Game
under
is still
attack.
mostly even. Just a little bit of an experience lead on 120 and having the ward. Of course, this is so annoying, by the way. I hate these wards. I hate them. I hate them. I hate them. Big consumables. What are we gonna get? Big healing. Never bad. Scroll the beast 120. Normally that's the worst item, but depending on if there are destroyers, depending what the positioning is like, depending on many things, this can be a good item. But it's very unreliable, is the downside. Oh, double scroll is definitely not what you want, though. That's for sure. Crystal ball for Happy, sells that one, goes for the circlet instead. Level 3 lead right now. Scroll the Beast sold. Nothing new bought. Happy has the invuln. 1-0 doesn't have one. So his heroes here are a bit exposed. But the level 3 lead is huge in this kind of a skirmish. It's hard to imagine that Happy has a chance here in this fight without the level 2 coil. He's probably going to have to back up. Creep a bit more. 1-0 going for an early heal scroll. He's ready to fight. Doesn't have web yet. Destroy here for Happy could be absolutely tremendous. Both have the upgrade. What is this? I'm attacking the right targets here. Going for the Dark Ranger kill. But she got the ring. I think she just picked that up from the camp. And Happy still lacking that level up. This is not a good start so far for Happy. He's against the ropes, of course. Happy can't afford to slip. Of course, as you guys know, the ping here isn't perfect. But they're gonna play with what they have. First destroyer finally morphed. 1-0 doesn't have web. I think he just forgot about web. Sky Destroyer though. First Fiend goes down. Goes to Happy. But there's a coil ready again. Death Knight now for Happy. Very far forward. Could have been blocked in there. Whoever leaves this position may lose 2 red camps. Happy has to TP out. 1-0 could go for this red camp. And then go for the next red camp right after. And I think he will. Happy has to... He can't contest. Happy has to go for this red camp in exchange. Which is not a good exchange for Happy. This is a very bad position now for the Russian. We are inches away from the title exchanging hands. Happy will need a miracle to win this game. It's the hero levels that tell the tale. Double level 3 against double level 1. This will change now for Happy. But 1-0 has so many good camps still left to go for. Also more items you can sell. Happy, what do you get? Medallion of Courage. It's a good item. Zero creeping up a storm. Happy has to attack 1-0's base because he knows otherwise 1-0 is just creeping too much. Oh, might be able to get one Fiend for free. That's a good start. Oh, and a statue. Oh, okay, perhaps not. Oh, in the middle of everything right away. We have silence on everything, but also dispelled. Nova comes in. Happy's taking the fight. He's got lots of mana on his lich, but so does 1-2-0. Double level up for the Chinese. And it's big ones. Level 4 for the DK and 3 for the Dark Ranger. Destroyer's getting webbed and target slowly losing HP. And Happy's out of mana. And he might be out of luck. Supply-wise, we see 1-0 far ahead. The Destroyer is caught. He's getting taken out as well. And honestly, this is basically game. Happy still trying to do his best to stay in this. Nova. Oh, a bit too slow with the Nova. 1-0 lets that one slip. But level 4, that's level 4 DK. Level 3 Dark Ranger. He's so strong now. 41 intelligence on the Lich, by the way. Not bad. In this game, we get to see how A little advantage can snowball very fast. And I think Happy kind of got baited by this shop. He really wanted to have the ward here, so he doesn't lose both wards, instead of creeping this camp. If he had crept this camp first, he would have gotten level 3, and then he would have been competitive on the map. And that's the little mistakes that, especially in the mirror matchup, can quickly lead to your downfall. And of course, he also missed this camp. But after losing this camp to 1-0, they were still a way back into the game. Dude, will you please sell? Okay, thank you.
A player's forces are under attack.
Dark Ranger level 4 already. Jesus Christ. Triple level 4 heroes for the Chinese against Happy's 3-3-2. Wow. Happy is so out-leveled, it's not even funny. 1-0 is also up by 1 upgrade and an aura. Beautiful position for 1-0. The Fiends here in a wide arc. Scroll the Beast, finally used, but it is dispelled. And Happy calls the GG, and that's it. 1-0 wins today. Again, Happy is beaten by 1-0 in the Show Cup. It was Show Cup 50 before, and it's Show Cup 80 today. 1-0 will replace Happy next week in the next edition against Lawlight. No miracle comeback today. Happy proves to be mortal after all. And we have 2 more maps to play. As you guys may know, here in the Show Cup we play every single map because every single map is worth more prize money. And this time, hopefully we don't have to wait so long again. Our patience was tested, but maybe that's a good thing. They do say patience is a virtue, and today we had some good virtue training. And for our next map, it's gonna be everybody's favorite Amazonia. This time it's Happy with the Ghoul build. And 1-0. With the Ted Fiend build. Thank you, Pavolus, with the first time sub. Welcome. It's not easy to make Ted Fiends work on this map. Your creep speed compared to the Lich Ghouls player is just so much slower. So 1-0 is on the back foot here right away, I would say, on this map with this build. So he'll have his work cut out for him. Lightning shield creep. Perfectly executed.
Players' forces are under attack.
Can the Acolyte do something sneaky, perhaps? Pulling in the green camp can make things more difficult. Oh! Ooh, almost denied. Whoa, that was close. DK in the meantime. Creeping over here. The big advantage of the Ghoul build is you can creep in the middle super easily, which is not the case with the Ted Fiend build.
A player's forces
Ooh,
are
early
under
Necropolis this time. That's kind of cool. They're starting off quite well, by the way. Claws and slippers, not too bad. Happy. Is he gonna commit? This could be dangerous. He doesn't have a TP. If the ledge gets surrounded, that could be huge. DK way in the back. Alright. Let's count. Way better control this time by 1-0. Only 2 units on the ledge. That's... Oh, but he still finds the Nova. Still finds a juicy Nova. And again I say, why not put the narrow tower in front of the base? But at least there's gonna be a Necropolis to remake the Acolytes right away. And Happy's also losing quite a few ghouls here, to be fair. I didn't get a level 3. I feel like this isn't that bad for 1-0. If you can save these remaining Acolytes.
players' forces are under attack.
And the important thing here was the DK was parked in the back right away, which meant that he could deal with the ghouls slowly but surely. Ooh! But it's also dropping now very low. Lich himself quite hurt. That was a lot of ghouls going down, my lordy. Yeah, this was way better for 1-0. Happy lost every ghoul. Except for the ones, you know, that stayed at home. Let's check the gold difference. Around 600. I mean, 500. That's totally okay.
A player's forces are
Yeah, this was really good for 1-0, I would say. Happy way too aggressive.
forces are under attack.
Level 3 though will be reached by the Lich now. Same however for the DK. He's got a lot of mana. Lich has to work again on his mana pool. Yeah, Happy's in trouble here. DK with 1000 HP, not bad. And the Ritual Daggers proving to be very helpful here on both sides.
A player's forces are
DK
under
second
attack.
versus Lich second. Zero's Lightning Shield Creep doesn't look quite as perfect as Happy's, but he still
A
gets
player's
it done.
forces are under attack.
Stuck at 30 supply for a long time though. Oh, there's accuracy. Very nice for the late game. They're stacking up that lich though. Double circlet and a tome of intelligence. That's +6 int already. Wait, this is a +2 tome, right? I'm not crazy? Yeah, it is. Okay. And we're slowly getting towards tier 3. Zero now very close to 2 huge level ups. 4 and 3 between his 2 heroes would be an immense upgrade. Oh, and Happy. It seems like in so many of the games today, Happy is lacking that little bit for level 3 DK, right? Again and again. Sold the Boots of Quel'Thalas. How dare you? 1-2-0.
A player's forces are under attack.
How well those would have suited the Dark Ranger. Oh, creep jack opportunity for Happy. Frenzy finishes right now. This is the perfect creep jack. And there's a kid, that Dark Ranger. Oh, 1-2-0. Way too greedy. And all of a sudden, the lead is gone. Very weird. Very weird to be so careless here by 1-0. And he gets another fiend. Alright. Well. You can't make those mistakes against Happy. That's just not allowed.
Forces are under attack.
The Dark Ranger's back. She wasn't benched for too long. But of course it wasn't just her, it was also 2 fiends. That's a lot of gold lost. Trying to go for the Lich kill on the other side, but that's not gonna happen. Silence will wear off. I think Happy hasn't lost a ghoul here yet. Earlier in that dive into the main base there, he certainly lost lots of ghouls, but here there was no issue. Wait, he's making more ghouls? Ah, no. Those are just the lumber ghouls. Happy's pressing forward. Ooh, big Nova. Saves the one fiend, but can't save the other. Nicely timed by Happy. Oh, silence. Right clicks. Invuln needed. Where are the destroyers? Not morphed yet. Oh, it's another fiend going down. This just seems like it's too much, eh? Nova kill. Yeah, 1-0. Seemingly resigned here. Doesn't get that kill either. Silence still active. Alright, there's one more coil. 1-0 isn't giving it up yet. Not yet. But the fiend advantage is huge. Huge. Happy hasn't lost one fiend yet. Very much unlike 1-0. Dark Ranger falls. The Destroyer won't change that. And it's GG, and Happy gets again on the board. This again, of course, means more prize money for him. Every map is worth more prize money. Interesting game. Back and forth and a little bit sloppy on both sides, honestly. This was not their A game. But 1-0, maybe he doesn't really feel the need to try that hard anymore, because he's already secured for next week. Next week, where he will face Lawlight. Oh, and for the last map, it is my favorite, Twisted Meadows. I feel like Twisted Meadows is horrible for Ted Fiends. But it doesn't seem like that troubles them much. One more map. Not to decide at all. It's kind of decided already. I would love to see some Dreadlord. What about some Dreadlord? Dreadlord fast expansion. That would be so cool. We do know that the potato has been passed back to 1-0. And I wanted to show this earlier, but I forgot. 1-0 has a really good track record against Happy recently. He will be winning today, and then he lost. He won in the TP League as well, and then he won before as well in Dobie Cup and in 2 other show cups. So 1-0, he's Happy's biggest threat. He's the biggest threat for Happy right now. And we will have one more showing between these 2 best undeads in the world. On Twisted Meadows. Both are playing Tit Fiend build. What's the ping advantage? The ping is even. On Warcraft Champions nowadays, there's a feature called the ping equalizer, which evens out the ping. So both have the same, which is around 130, which is not perfect, but you know, gotta take what you can get. This could be a long game. This could be a wild game. This is Casino Warcraft. So many camps, so many items, So many opportunities to get lucky. Or unlucky on the wrong day.
A player's forces are under attack.
And both starting with a small green cap. Twisted Meadows was made much, much better. Oh, wait a minute. The overlay's wrong. Whoops. Wait a minute. There we go. Twisted Meadows was made much better with these map changes. Especially the fact that nowadays there are decent early game creep camps to go for.
A player's forces are under attack.
And it is very mirrored so far. More Road of Necromancy, more creeping. If I remember right, 4 of these green camps lead to level 3, right? Wait, is that correct? I think so. Or do I have that wrong? Alright, the two are finally gonna meet. It won't just be safe level 3 creeping right away. But 1-0 picks up the next item, Mantle. Very good items here. Later on for a 2nd and 3rd hero. Well, you know, not super insane items, but these little stat items make quite the difference. I'm quite surprised that we saw so little Naga play. Especially 1-0 used to look so strong with the Naga. Like, Tet Fiends into Naga. This could be another opportunity for a Naga, but he has shown that apparently he doesn't want to do that at the moment too much. We saw the Naga in the first map, but not following. Tier 3 rushed on both sides. Happy's getting a big creep here, by the way. Nicely done with tons of skellies. He can take that camp out without too much trouble. Rune Bracers. I'm always of two minds with this item. Like, sometimes it's really good when it saves you the hero. But at other times, you never get Nova, so it doesn't do anything.
A player's forces are under attack.
Both on level 3. A very even game still, obviously. And we still have so many creeps that we can go for. Oh, did Happy just wake up the creeps? Seems like he did, but creeps go back to sleep. It was a long night, or a long day, rather. Happy's Lich again, a little bit delayed. But here he now joins. Shouldn't you just use the first Nova here? There's a 4-unit Nova available. Oh, But no. Happy goes for the target and gets the kill. Moonbracer's given over. And the circlet, the Lich now. A lot tankier. Oh. Death Knights on both sides, feeling the pain. And in the end, it's 1-0 has to back up, waiting for the statues. And the healers are gonna be here in no time. Dark Ranger joins for Happy and is not going Black Arrow. I feel like Black Arrow here would have been a very nice addition. Oh, Silence on the Lich to prevent the Nova. Nicely done. Finds the belt, which is okay. This DK is ultra tanky now. If he gets to heal.
A player's forces are under attack.
This is a sick inventory. If you put Cloak of Flames on this DK, it would be sick. But there's no Cloak of Flames on this map. We have other red camps, which have crazy item drops. Staff of Silence here is kind of game winning. Especially on the mirror. But I would assume Happy's gonna sell some items here.
A player's
Oh,
forces
no?
are under attack.
Keeps all of them. Really? 1-0 saw that the DK was leaving, so he snipes the red. Oh, and he gets the ring. Honestly, I feel like ring's a bit underrated. Like, 5 armor is a lot. But it's not a Staff of Silence. Another ring. Jesus. Yeah, 1-0 is having a bit too much chocolate here. This is more than he needs. Alright. Casino Warcraft in full effect. Who's gonna be more lucky? She's so lucky. She's a star. Do you guys remember Britney Spears? I certainly do. Oh, more slippers. Big aura for Happy.
A player's forces
If he wants to be sneaky, he could expand here. But it's 1-0 who's trying to do the sneaking. And 1-0 actually gets both red caps. That is almost unheard of. Alright, another ring. Let's go, baby. Ah, oh my god! The third ring! Oh, Jesus. Ooh, that's not lucky. Happy takes out an Acolyte, forces the TP home. Gonna TP out in return. Oh, nice silence to prevent the Nova, but not for long enough. And Happy's going Banshees. The first time this whole series we're seeing Banshees. And the next aura for Happy. Ooh. Gonna get a level 4 DK here as well. Lich close to 3. So is the Dark Ranger. You know, the upside is 1-0 got lots of gold from these rings. In fact, he still has the big one. These items give a lot of gold. Balthalar's boots. Don't sell them this time. Parry up, not too bad. Helps protecting the heroes in the late game. 433. Happy now has strong levels. And scouting is on point again. Happy scouting absolutely everywhere. Crystal ball reveal. But Happy is not thinking about an expansion. He's thinking about the Banshees of Inisherin.
Town is under siege.
Alright, next encounter. Banshees, very easy to kill if they get Novad. And now we got AMS. Super strong on the Fiends. It can be dispelled by Abolish and stuff, but not by Destroyers, by the way. Destroyers are the one unit that can't dispel it. So the AMS here is still active. And the AMS plus coil combo, very strong. Wait, Happy sold the aura? No, he's got the armor. Lots of auras on these Fiends here. Happy's force is looking very strong. Ooh, nice coil. Last second save on his own Fiend. So he goes down though. And one Banshee here also going down. And the expansion is going to finish. And now Happy's under pressure. The Banshee tech, not quite ready yet. Ideally want to have 4 Banshees out. So you can anti-magic absolutely everything. But he didn't have enough yet. Couldn't throw AMS on everything. And that is the downside of Banshees. It takes a long time until they're finally ready. Well, the Magi, very good item for the Lich. Oh, Lagu! Oh, Jesus Christ. I was about to say. Almost everything's scrapped. Dark Ranger has 13.6 armor. Alrighty. One more ring, come on. Ah, pendant, okay. Level 4 Lich is also big. And 1-0 doesn't even defend his expansion. It's a tactical expo. Force is Happy up here. In the meantime, 1-0 could just creep more and more. That's a strong Lich. That's a strong Dark Ranger. I can't believe he's keeping this ring, though. Like, if you keep the ring, you put it on the DK, dude. Not on the Dark Ranger. Oh. He's keeping it. Thank you, Torben Dietrich, with the resub. And also Zinrock and Sake. Who's got the better items, by the way? Happy's got the auras. But 1-0 has more DPS on his heroes. Oh, ring now on the DK. Okay, I kind of like that. Like, bonus armor on the Death Knight is very nice. Eight supply lead for 1-2-0. Ooh, juicy Nova though by Happy. Ooh. Hit the entire Fiend army. Oh, almost saves his own Fiend, but no, that one also goes down. So 4 now for the Dark Ranger for 1-2-0. And the Chinese has a 2-level lead. And still a supply lead. Upgrades are even. It's morphin time. 3 destroyers in the air. This is it. Banshees did apply AMS. And that's helping. There's no clear target at the moment. That Fiend is safe, but Happy's Fiend count is so low, his damage is not comparable, it seems like. And also the right click, not just Fiends, but also the right click of 1-0 is really high. This DPS is off the charts. Scroll the Beast popped. Force another destroyer. Juicy dispelled back here. The Lich in trouble as well. Inward Potion saves him for now. 1-0, seemingly running away with this fight. Nice Nova there by Happy, though he gets the next Fiend kill, but he's going only a single Fiend left. Only one. And the Banshees, what can they still protect? Happy has to try to force the TP on the enemy Death Knight. And is able to. Happy survives. Oh my god, the statues just melt. But that fight certainly goes to 1-0. So much damage. DK about to ding to level 5. And Happy's going for the Zeppelin. He needs to try something. And that something is the island. Twisted Meadows is such a good map, dude. Beauty of a map. I don't know how he got level 5. Somehow he just got level 5. Skellies, maybe. Alright. Happy needs a Rock Golem. Rock Golem! Alright. Let's go. Let's rock it, baby. It's a bad position for Happy, though. Trying to get out of his own base. It's proving to be difficult. That's so many Fiends. Jesus Christ. So many Fiends. Oh, but big webs. One destroyer in front is kind of doomed. Happy's trying to clear out part of the army. There's the Rock Golem! Okay, that wasn't the best boulder. You gotta keep the Rock Golem in the back, bro. Just use him to boulder. And the next one! Why is he using it on the heroes, though? He could kill the Fiends. Happy just killed 3 destroyers. Wait a minute. Next rock. Boulder, baby! Oh, but now the Rock Golem's gone. Alright, but perhaps that was enough. Perhaps. Or was it? DK now also taking quite a bit of damage. Benefiting, though, from the ring. Oh, Happy's fighting back. He's got more Fiends. They're coming out way more quickly. Lich. Save with the heal scroll. DK level 5. Lich survives for now. There is a coil. Destroyer Dispel is there. The Rock Golem, baby. The Rock Golem. It's not over yet. Invul forced. Happy's got one more coil. Same for 1-0. AMS not really active anymore. Both destroyers, the last ones, about to be taken out. Oh, the coil misses! But the DK's dead! And it's game! GG. It's 4-3 in the end. Happy lost the series early, kind of. But still came back. And the Rock Golem did come to safety. He was being asked as the savior. And Rocky the Golem does it today. Alright, that was a fun ending. Of course, we knew before that 1-0 had this one already. And if he hadn't, then maybe he would have played that more cautiously as well. But yeah, that was kind of cool. And with that, we have Happy eliminated. Show Cup title. The crown goes to 1-0, and now he will be defending next week. That's going to be against Lawlight on Tuesday, which is when I'm going to be back for you next Tuesday, 12 p.m. noon Central European time. And then also we're going to be back with the Meisterschaft. But yeah, that's it for me today. Thank you guys all very much for tuning in today, fellas. I hope you have a good rest of the weekend. Enjoy yourselves, and then I'll see you again next week, Tuesday, we're back. Check out our homepage, backtowarcraft.com, to see always what's coming. Check out our sponsors and all that good stuff.